Days have gone by again, ladies and gentlemen, and I am I'm the Chief Instructor of Northern Limits Bushcraft and Survival. Stick around for another fun-filled episode. Let's get to it then, shall we? Spring is well and truly upon us. It's a high of 15 degrees today, and it's going to be the lowest of 6 degrees Celsius. So I thought to myself, why not get out while the sun's still here, and let's see if I can do some more primitive fire collecting. Now everyone knows I follow Dave Canterbury quite closely, as I do Sean Kelly from Corpus Corner, and they've taught me one thing being out in the wild: possum mentality. Collect things as you see them, and you can't go wrong. I've dried grass, which is something I didn't have the luxury of a few weeks ago, but now I do. And as the old saying goes, one man's junk is another man's treasure. On the way in here I found this. Just someone's discarded a compass. I think I'll remove that and add it to one of my survival kits. Bonus! And for those who have never seen it before, I was out and about with the boy and I found some of this. It's known commonly as horsehoof fungus because of the likeliness it has got of an actual horse's hoof. It's a very, very porous fungus. It's also known as tinder fungus as well. It can take a spark, take a flame, it also can take solar. So I'm just going to have a little play around with it and cause a fire. And as ever, I've got my hard case line with my different fire starters in it. It does look quite bare today, just purely because I've been using it quite a lot, and I need to replenish it. And there we go. Bit of a spark on it, man. So what I've got time to do now is let that smoulder away to establish itself. So while this is establishing itself, I'm going to get some of that dry grass that I brought earlier on, and then make a bird's nest. So as you can see, it's smouldering away there. I'm just going to pop that inside and let's see what happens. There we'll have a go. Fungus fire, ladies and gentlemen. And behold, Grayzy made fire. It's got some shavings and birch bark that I've processed down. And all I'm going to do is just put all of that in there that I've got left over. And today all I'm going to do is just use one of my Inferno discs just to get this going. Because I do like the Inferno discs, they're one of the better methods that I like to use. And I do like to use my own products. There's the Inferno disc doing its work and doing what it does best. Let's do another one, shall we? All I've done is just put a few little birch bark shavings in there just to give it a little bit extra tinder. Oh. Going for this today. Go for a Taylor coffee bag. Plop that in there. Get the lid on and let's have a brew. So I've got chance, I've managed to find myself a decent amount of punk wood. So while the brew's on, I'm going to char something while I've got the heat. So what I'm going to do is just put this in my charring tin. Punk wood's fantastic for charring, and you can pick a spark up for no problem, primitively with a lighter or a ferro rod, and it just breaks so easily. So what I'm going to do is just put it in my charring tin. Pop all that in there and then stick it on there. And there goes the char tin with the punk wood on it. So when it heats up, what will happen is it will start smouldering, and then all the impurities out of it will then start smoking out of the sides. What may happen is where I've got the little pin prick, a little flame might come out the side of it, but as you can see, some of the smoke's starting to come out of it already. Generally, when it stops smoking, that's when you can take it off the heat. Now, it's important when you take it off the heat is not to open it up. So just pick it up. Well, don't pick it up because you'll burn yourself. Pick it up with some form of heat-proof material, or a stick or your blade. Put it off to one side, and then the trick is not to open it up, because all the extra oxygen that goes into it will then cause it to combust, and that's what we don't want. So all we do is we just leave it until it's cool to the touch, and then we can then open it up. We'll pause there for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? Today, as always, we've featured our own products here from Northern Limits Bushcraft and Survival as ever. I've used the Inferno discs, 5 to 6 minute burn time. Good to get them bush boxes going. A small fire, it's got a 5 to 6 minute burn time, and you can actually boil a brew off them as well. Hard case line as ever, we've got some in stock. They do go very, very quickly, so get in touch with, we're getting on Instagram and getting Facebook as well. DM were the price list on our Instagram page. By all means, get in touch with me or James, and then we'll see what we can do for you from there. But be quick, because our stock goes very, very quickly. Let's get back to it, shall we? And then it's starting to get rid of all them impurities, and then It'll be good to go once that stops smoking. It's complete. Right, most of the smoke's gone now, so all I'm going to do is just remove it. And then I just let it cool down. So that's now cool to the touch. So let's have a look inside then, shall we? Looking quite good. The top and bottom bit isn't fully charred, however it still will work. So let's get the ferro rod out and throw a spark in it, shall we? There we go. How easy was that? Right, now let's establish still haven't charring away. Let's bellow it. And as if by magic. And as ever, when you've finished with the fire, ensure that it's completely and utterly out. What I like to do is drown it out a bit, and then what I'll then do, I'll dig up the ground with it. So it's a nice sooty mess. Just to ensure it's completely out and that you don't have to worry about any rogue embers that potentially might ignite something else. And what it also does, it then lets the ground settle and set again, and it just helps with the leave no trace policy. And just remember how important that is, ladies and gentlemen, always to leave no trace, especially here in the UK, from UK followers. Yeah. Because the last thing you want to do is burn the ground that you like to go to. No. Leave no trace. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, another episode complete. Decided just to take the dog out for a walk. I took some of my kit with us and I just decided, why not? Let's get some fire practice done. As a bushcraft instructor, I still practice the skills I've got, because it doesn't make us an expert just because I can achieve it. I just constantly hone my skills in. Primitive fire is not my big thing. It's something I am practicing. We've also made some char with charring tin as well. just to show you how easily you can actually pick a spark up to get some primitive fire going there. What's also good, when you're finished with a fire, pick some of the embers up as well once it's cool enough. Just think about that next fire mentality as well. Take it with you, throw a spark on it, and then get some primitive fire going once you've got some dry material. You can't go wrong with it. Practice, practice, and then practice some more as well, because it doesn't make you an expert, it makes you better. I'm no expert, I can only get better on what I do. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, get out in the woods, practice the skills that you've learned, and most of all, have fun, but be safe. I'm Grayzy, the Chief Instructor from Northern Limits Bushcraft and Survival, and I will see you next time.